We've got some interesting stories here today. So here we are here at this, I don't even still know how to pronounce this name. Poklabin. I'm hopeless. All right, so this is the military training area in Singleton. We get a few Yowie sightings from around here and broke. Once again, guys, if anyone's from around here, you've had a sighting, we want to hear the story. And if you're in the military, we want to hear any of your sightings, because there is a lot of military people telling their sightings. All right. Now, also, we'll tell the sighting in a sec. It's not a sighting, it's an encounter. We don't... the guy never seen nothing but heard something. Also, we've got some real good information now, guys, from another place down around Taberlin. I think I mentioned it in my last video how there was a lady there that her husband had a couple of encounters with Yowies, but he never told me the stories. I asked and I hear the stories. He just said, don't go looking for them. No, it was just left at that. And he was a hunter. He was actually part of a team that was taking out deer for his Springbrook. So that was his job. He was paid to do that. So obviously down Tower, I don't know if he did the same thing. Obviously he's experienced at what he's done. But anyway, so it's when I put that one up, I got a story from another lady, and she told me where this breeding ground is for Yowies. Yes, I'll repeat it again, a breeding ground for Yowies. So we've worked it out where it is. I've got the whole story, back stories, front stories, who the elders are, who the shamans are, the whole lot. Anyway, that is one area I cannot share, okay, because it's pretty, I don't know, it's probably sacred ground, I don't know. But anyway, we will go down there soon and we will have a look. All right, let's get on with this story, guys. Let's just scan in here. Also, while we're looking at this map, look at this. This is like the Wattigans and all that's around here somewhere. I'm not sure. Somewhere around here. Lots of sightings from in there. I don't know if you ever know the story, but a guy was down there and caught a Yowie doing rude stuff under a waterfall. Very interesting story. All right, let's get back to here. So this one, who's this poker bowling or whatever it is? This is where they train. Now this one comes from here. See this? This is like a little runway. All right, so we'll get into this story. All right, it's Yowie encounter on number 1395, guys. Yowie chaser was back in 89 or 90, I'd reckon. I was in the RAAF working with old Caribou aircraft out of Dochra airfield. We're doing night ops. Part of our duties was to act as a landing strip lighting. I know, sounds funny. I'll explain. We had the little hex stoves to cook up our rations, brew up, etc. And these would be used as runway light. Anyway, we would set up over the strip we were using and just keep feeding hexamine tablets into these little flames so the approaching aircraft pilots could better judge the landing. And while we were waiting, I heard a weird sound, a bit like someone coughing or clearing their throat back in a tree line behind me. I thought maybe a roo or a pig, but then it started running. But it sounded like a person, like it was on 2 feet. It'd run a bit, stop, make the noise, run on some more, stop, come back towards my corner of the landing strip. This went on for a while. Then it seemed to disappear off away from my spot as the aircraft finally approached. Had me spooked pretty good. I mean, doing this job was pretty hairy anyway, because this was well before night vision gear and was common use. We often only knew the aircraft was landing when the wingtip passed over the top of our little light. This made me real edgy. The next day, we went back to the area just to do a check that we hadn't left anything, and we were chatting about last night's incident, and I asked if anyone else had heard any. A few others said they thought they had, but obviously from different areas of the strip. We wandered into the scrub and found a bit of damage to trees and fallen logs and so on. From memory, that area had a creek through it, but it was a long while ago, so I may be wrong. It was a strange experience, got the heart going, and I don't really know what it might have been still. Yeah, well, they seem to, thanks mate for sharing that. They do seem to knock down trees if they're in the area. I don't know why. It's like some sort of, I don't know, animals are weird, hey? I don't know, these guys live in some freaky places, so anyway, yeah, but thanks for sharing it. I don't know why they do that. I've heard of stories where they, why do they throw rocks on people's roofs? Why do they damage certain parts of their properties? They do some weird stuff, eh? I don't know. Anyway, once again, if anyone from around here's bloody heard any, let us know. It can be anywhere. Wherever you've had a sighting, let us know. All right, guys, the bloody video ended for some unknown reason. So what I'm doing is I'm just recording. I'm going to talk. I think what I was talking about here was Drake. This is where a mate of mine who used to sit on the board at Byron Bay on the Aboriginal thing down there. So their little hideout was the caves behind Byron Bay Lighthouse back in hundreds of years ago. So yeah, his auntie lives there in Drake. And when I told him about yowies, he was like, there's no such thing as yowies, man. That was just something they told us to scare us to come home. And then he rang his auntie in Drake. And she said, nah, you'll smell them first before you see them. Nah, they're real. So, I don't know. Now he believes in yowies. Until then, he just thought it was just like a myth. Like a lot of people. A lot of people think it's just a myth. It's no myth. All right, so somewhere around this area is this area where this breeding ground is. Like I said, I can't say where it is. It's too good to be true. All right, then I'm going up here. I'm going to up at Tulum, I think. Yeah, I'm going up to Tulum. So if you don't know, mate, family owns a property down there. My mate died now. He's the guy that had the Honda. It was a 500 two-stroke. They were out of control, those bikes. So his mum had planted an orange tree on their property down there. They got a couple of properties around there, and the bloody yowie 18-inch footprint she found had squashed the orange tree, and then she was clearing some lantana around the creeks. It's like sandy. It's a pretty sandy sort of area around the creeks, or it was. I don't know about now, but it was back then. And she found more footprints as she was clearing the lantana. So yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about there. So yeah, there's been a few signs around there. Same thing, guys. If any of you's had a sighting from around there or you're in that area, let us know. Also, so the mate and his other mate, who I still haven't spoke to, they were riding the dirt bikes, right? So they're racing along some track, some forest track. I'm not even sure where it was. I know they're at Tulum, all right? So somewhere, I don't know, they go for miles. But they said they were racing along and something just ran straight across in front of them, right? Like 2 steps across the track, jumped some fence and was gone. And they both just, locked up their bikes and looked at each other and said, what the F was that? And then I've asked him when I was down there, I said, what did you see? He goes, I don't want to talk about it. What's wrong with people? Yeah, so the other guy's still around. We need to get his story, man, eh? All right. So that now where I'm pointing to now, there's a guy there on his property. He's got a big yowie thing in his driveway. As you go up his driveway, there's something about bloody like a big sign, a big picture. Sorry, I'm freaking out because I'm trying to remember everything I said in this video because it cut out. Hopefully this is working. All right. So yeah, so I'm just pointing out all those places there: Casino, Lismore, Kyogle, Tenterfield. These are all places that we get sightings from. So if you had anything happen around there, guys, we want to hear about it, eh? Just send it in. So, and then hopefully, Torrington now. There's Torrington. That's another good area where we get a few sightings from. And Tenterfield. Yeah. So if anyone's from around there. All right, here I'm going to go read some comments. So on this video, I was just saying how the best time to look for a yowie, no shit, if you want to go out, even I should start doing this, is go between 1 o'clock in the morning, get up at 1, man, and go to your spot and drive around. All right, so we'll pause this and we'll read what this guy said. I don't know if this is going to work. All right, guys. All right, this is the third take of this. So the video worked, but the sound didn't. So where I started the second time, that's where I repeat the sound, and now I'm doing it again for the third time because the sound cut out on this one. So this guy wrote in the comments that damn, you're a busy boy. I've been watching your vid since I saw the Stanmore Road one in the 90s. My mate lived on the river near the causeway. We used to have bonfire parties by the river. We would hear movement on the other side and rocks being thrown into the river. Don't know about yowies then. Hindsight is 2020. We even got the fear put into us when searching for crops. So yeah, did you post that on another group, like on another YouTube channel? Because there was someone on there that said that they actually seen yowies eating marijuana. I'd love to hear that story if anyone's got that story. But yeah, wherever there's crops, there's probably a bit of marijuana going on. I know another area where there's the people were they had cameras all set up and they were actually filming people that were coming and going. They were doing marijuana crops. Oh, that's funny as eh? Anyway, so I don't know what side were you on, the Yatla side and on the, I don't know, the Wolf Den side of the road? Is that where you mean? Like, so if you, anyway, it doesn't matter. The yowies come down from Ormo Hills down to that creek. That's all I know. And then if you turn up towards Mount Bentley and Mount Warren Park, there's a Woolies and a United Servo on top of that hill, straight across from United, top of that hill. This lady told me that one of her ex-boyfriends used to ride motorbikes in Tambourine, all through that bush years ago, like 80s, 90s, somewhere around that. And they had a yowie sighting at Tambourine. They were camping there, and then they also were on top of that hill there, across from the United Servo. There was a mango tree, and they rode up, and he was a family of yowies up there eating mangoes. So that's it. I don't know what that area is called. It's a new housing estate. She said you can still walk up the hill there. You want to go and have a look. It's directly across from that United. All right, I'm trying to think what else I was talking about in this bloody video. Food. All right, you know what? Well, we might as well just end it because I can't remember anything else that I was supposed to talk about. But if anyone's had any sightings, guys, just send them in. Go to my Facebook page, Yowie Chaser. Just message me there, guys. All right, looks like it's ended. Cheers, guys.